In example 2, we're going to use U-substitution to solve this equation. We're going to try to make it look more like a quadratic that you're used to seeing. Again, a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. If we look at our middle term, x squared, if you take that term and square it, we can get our largest term, x to the 4th. We can let u equal x squared, and since u is equal to x squared, if you square u squared would equal x squared squared, which would be x to the 4th. We can now substitute u squared for x to the 4th and u for x to the 2nd. So this equation would now look like u squared minus 13u plus 40 equals 0. We now have a quadratic that we can solve by factoring. We need to try to find two factors that multiply to 40 and add to negative 13, since we don't have a coefficient greater than 1. We have a 1 coefficient of u squared, which makes it easy to solve. So we'll split up u squared into u, and we'll try factors of 40. Let's try 8 and 5. We know 8 times 5 is 40, and 8 plus 5 is 13. Notice we need a negative 13 to add to and a positive 40 to multiply. Because we need to have a positive number to multiply, our signs need to be the same. A negative times a negative is a positive, and a positive times a positive is a positive. Since our middle term is negative, both these factors have to have a negative sign in them. Let's quickly do a check. U times u is u squared. Negative 8 times negative 5 is positive 40. And negative 8u and negative 5u sum to negative 13u. So we factored that correctly. Let's set each factor equal to 0 and solve for u. We can add 8 to both sides. To get one solution, u is equal to 8. We can add 5 to this side to get u is equal to 5. We are not finished because we have to solve for x. Let's substitute back from the beginning. U is equal to x squared, so instead of writing u equals 8, we can now write x squared is equal to 8. We can write x squared is equal to 5 by substituting x squared in for the u. We can solve by taking the positive and negative root of 8 and taking the positive and negative root of 5. We can simplify. 4 times 2 goes into 8. The square root of 4 is 2. 2 radical 2 is the simplified expression for radical 8. So we have 4 solutions. X is equal to positive 2 radical 2, negative 2 radical 2, and x is equal to positive radical 5 and negative radical 5. Notice we have 4 solutions, and our highest power of x is to the 4th. The number of solutions should match the highest power of an equation.